In this video, I will be showing you how to create this pack thumbnail in Photopea for absolutely free. Now, everything you need is going to be linked in the description, so make sure to download everything before starting. Now, the main thing you need is you're going to need either a Skywars or a Bedwars map, and you're going to drag this to your saves folder. Now, what you can do is you can go ahead and open Minecraft, and if you want a more advanced tutorial, check out my last video. So once you're in the game, make sure you have all these mods, click options, resource packs, and whatever pack you're making the video on, you're going to select it, and yeah. So then you're going to go ahead and find the world that you're going to be using. I'm going to use tribal. Once you're in your map, you're going to find a spot to place your character, aka NPC. So I'm going to place it here. So once you press E, you're going to get this extra little tab, and it's going to have your custom NPC. You're going to want the wand, the cloner, and the deactivator, and you don't want these two. So leave those. You can select the NPC cloner, and you're just going to select running. You're going to right click with the wand, AI, movement, and you're just going to rotate. I think that's a pretty good pose. So if you want your skin, right click with the wand again. Select this to player, type in your name, and you'll have your skin. But if you have an Alex skin, you're gonna right click again, and on model you can click edit, entity, Alex arms, boom. Now with pack thumbnails, you're gonna want your character to wear armor and hold a sword. So we're gonna go ahead and find ourselves a sword. You're likely gonna want diamond. For the armor, you're gonna want just iron leggings and iron boots. So go into inventory and give your character the clothes. Now with whatever pack you want, you're going to go ahead and go into survival, and with this pack it's basically just like an aqua kind of color, so you're going to find a color that works well with aqua. I'd argue that purple looks quite good with aqua, so you can go to Chrome and you're going to type this into Google, and you're going to go ahead and click on just anything. Now the first link is basically the best link, so you're going to click on this one. This is also linked in the description, and right here you can go ahead and use basically a color stylus wheel. And right here we're going to do a purple kind of color, just something that would sort of look good with this color. And you click generate crafting, and right here you don't want to use this one. You want to go ahead and click display old versions commands, and you're just going to copy these commands in, and you're going to get the chest plate and the helmet. And same thing again, use the wand, right click, inventory, and you're going to put this on your character. Right now it's going to look like this, and here's where the shaders come in that literally fix all our problems. Click options, video settings, shaders, and you're going to go ahead and select the shaders that are in the description, which are called complementary shaders _ v4 pipe. And once your shaders have loaded in, your game's going to look a lot better. Now to take the screenshot, you can select the NPC deactivator in your hand, click options, FOV, set this to 30. You're going to find a pose that you like. So once you find a pose that you like, you're going to press F1, then you're going to press F2, then right click with the deactivator in your hand, and you're going to press F2 again to take another screenshot. And yeah, that's all you want. And now we're going to go to Photopea. Now once you're in Photopea, you're going to click new project, and you're going to go ahead and type in 1280 by 720, and you're going to make the background transparent and click create. Now what you're going to want to do, go into your Minecraft folder, and you're going to go to screenshots. You're going to find the two screenshots that you took and drag them in. Now because I was recording, they're a bit different, but yours should be normal because you probably did it in full screen. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drag these out a bit. Now you're gonna go ahead and drag the character layer to be on top if it isn't already. And now next step is you're gonna go ahead and select the pen tool. You're gonna zoom in holding Alt and scroll wheel, and then you're gonna wanna go ahead and cut your character out. To move around, you're gonna hold space and just drag click, and we're just gonna cut the character out. Now once you come to your original point, you're gonna close it out. I'm going to go ahead and click Control Enter, and make sure you have the layer with the character selected and hold Control J, and then you're going to right click, remove path. Your character should be cut out so you can remove the layer underneath. It should look a bit like this. If you want to make adjustments to where your character is positioned, you can do so, but I like exactly where mine is, so I'm going to leave it. And to make the actual HUD of the texture pack, you're going to go ahead and go back into your Minecraft folder, find a resource packs folder, and you're going to find the texture pack that you were using, and you click right click, extract to. It's going to extract all the textures. You can go ahead and place this on like a different folder. And you're going to open it up, assets, Minecraft, textures, GUI, and you're going to find this thing called widgets.png. Click properties, details, and right here as you can see it's 256 by 256. So what we're going to do is new file, set this to the max DPI. In the value, you're going to select 256 by 256 or whatever it says. 256, 256. And you're just going to create that. Now we're going to drag this in. It should fit in perfectly. And now you're going to go ahead and see the icons.png. Make sure it's the same thing. If it is, you can just create the same thing again. You can go ahead and drag the icons.png folder in. So yeah, once you're in here, select the rectangle tool. And you're going to go ahead and find this heart button. And you're going to hold Alt and just drag it along. You can just click like layer 1 or something. And next you're gonna go ahead and get this half a hop icon. Select it, Control J, and you're gonna go ahead and drag it down again. And then you're gonna find this empty hop button. Drag, Control J. And now right here, this is the hunger bar, so we're gonna do the same thing again. This is really just gonna vary on how your pack looks, but they're essentially in the same location. I mean, so this is the empty heart icon. Control J, drag this along. And now we're gonna get the half hunger bar icon yet again. Drag this along. Now next we're gonna go ahead and get the armor, which is basically this thing. It doesn't really look like armor, but you know. So you're just gonna go ahead and drag all this. Control J, move this along. And right here, this is basically just the wrong spot, so we're gonna go ahead, Control J, move this over here, and we're just gonna go ahead, select this, delete it from there, Control D. Now next you're gonna wanna go ahead and cut out these little golden apple heart things. I don't know, doing the same thing. Just go ahead and Control J them, and you can go ahead and move these down. Now for the health bar type thing, select the same thing again, and we're gonna go ahead and select this top bit. You're gonna select it, I don't know, just a bit, Control J, and you're gonna put it around here. And then you're gonna go ahead and go to the one with the health, do the same thing. This is just gonna determine how long your thing is, basically. That's all you need for the icons. You can just hide that. No, mind you can't, because I didn't select it. You're gonna Control J, and now you can hide it. Okay, it's gonna look like this. We're gonna format this differently, so right here, you can get these hearts. Make sure it's in line with the little health bar. And you're just gonna hold Alt and just drag along. And you're gonna leave about like a 1 block gap or something. So it's basically equal. Now I forgot to add, you have to also copy out this. Control J that. Now this is just if your armor doesn't fit in line. So Alt and drag click. And you're gonna put the armor over this. So it looks like that. And with the hearts, you're gonna do the same thing. Put it over the little black spots. And with the hearts, what we're gonna do is right here, as you can see with the golden hearts, you're gonna go ahead, you can select the golden heart, you're gonna go to edit, transform, flip horizontally, and right here, you wanna make sure this layer is quite high up so that it fits over this blue heart, and it should look like this. Now you're gonna get your eraser tool, like this is sort of like a soft brush, and you're just gonna make a little fade. Then you can just get a brush tool, make sure that this fade is quite just right there, you know? So it looks like a little fade into the hearts, and then you can just get your normal heart, and you're gonna place it over. Now with the hunger, same exact thing. You can find the end of the hotbar. You're gonna Alt and drag click, and then you're gonna go ahead and fill the hunger bar. Now this is the wrong way around, so you're gonna click edit, transform, flip horizontally, and now it should be the right way around. Now this is a bit too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and select the health bar. Now when you're scaling the hotbar, make sure you select Control Alt T, and right here it's gonna say by linear, you're gonna change that to nearest neighbor. So now you're only gonna want to use nearest neighbor when you're scaling up pixel art. It should look like this so far. And now you're going to want to get the little items. So go back to here, and right here you're going to pick this up, start an icon, Control J, and you click copy and copy it into your project. And we're going to drag this down. And now you're going to do the same thing, Control Alt. Now right here, this is a little bit too long, so I'm going to just make it a bit shorter. Now next thing is you can actually import your items. So you can go back to the texture pack folder, Minecraft textures, items, and what I like to do is I like to go ahead and use a diamond sword. You can do the same thing basically, properties, details, 16 by 16. So we're going to create a 16 by 16 folder. So file. I'm going to drag this in. Here you have your diamond sword. And I also like to add a apple golden as well as a ender pearl. And you're going to rasterize all these layers and you're going to copy them. Now as I said earlier, when you press Ctrl Alt T, make sure this is on nearest neighbor. And I'm just going to drag this out, and with the ender pearl, Control Alt T again, nearest neighbor, make sure it's selected. Go ahead and just put it in. You can make it smaller or bigger. You're just going to really want to vary the sizes. Golden apple yet again. We're just going to go ahead and tilt it a bit to the right. And make sure everything is above. So yeah, it'll look like this for now. Go all the way down and put this in a folder. Now this folder, you're going to click Control C. You can go back to the thumbnail that we were editing earlier. Paste it in. Now you're going to click Control Alt T. You can make sure you have nearest neighbor selected and just drag this up, and it should look like this. I'm going to duplicate this folder. I'm going to select all these by scrolling down, shift click, and click the end layer and convert this to a smart object. And I'm also going to do the same thing here, convert to smart object. So now with this bottom thing, you're going to go ahead, Control Alt T, and you can change it to bilinear. And we're just going to move this down slightly, diagonally and downwards. And with this, you're going to click Ctrl U, and we're going to make it darker and more desaturated. Now once you've done that, you can just play around with this. You're going to group this all into one folder, Ctrl Alt T, and you're going to right click and click this dot. Now right with this, you are going to want to simply distort it in a way so that it looks just better. So I quite personally like this. Now we can get to editing the character. So all we're going to do is click Ctrl J on the cutout of our character and go to filter gallery, and right here you're going to find glowing edges. Copy these settings, click OK, and click linear dodge. I'm going to make the opacity down to about 15%. I'm going to duplicate the layer again, filter gallery, and you're going to find the chrome effect. Copy my settings again, so this is like soft light, and yet again change this to be like 9 or something. Now with the background, go to filter, blur, lens blur, and we're just going to make the radius very small, so about like 10. On top of the background, you're going to go ahead, select the ellipse tool, and you're just going to make a stretched out circle. And you're going to press B, and you're going to fill this in black. Control D, and we're going to go ahead and move this to be under our character, and we're going to add a slight Gaussian blur so that it looks like a shadow. And you set the opacity down, and if you need it to be longer, you can go ahead, hold shift and drag this out. Now on the actual character, we're going to add a layer style, so click blending options. Now if you want my layer style, it's just an inner glow and the gradient overlay. Now next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a CC. So right here, you're going to select the adjustments layer. If you don't have this, go to window and select the adjustments. I'm going to click this sort of triangle. I'm going to increase the vibrance just a bit, and we're going to increase the brightness and the contrast. So as you can see, it already looks better. You can go ahead and just type into Google like smoke effects or something. Right here I have a folder with just a bunch of different ones. You can just type in smoke PNG and it'll come up. Find one with like a black background, like this one or something. And we're just going to drag this in. So I quite like using this one. And you click enter, and you're going to make this a linear dodge. Now you can change the color of this to be purple, or whatever armor you have, and you're going to basically just make it come from the direction. And yeah, this is basically the thumbnail. It's quite simple. And yeah, if this has already helped you, please do like and subscribe. This is kind of low energy, but I just really wanted to make this because I have not seen a tutorial on how to make these yet, and they're pretty simple. So there you go. Peace out, much love.